Pressure makes diamonds are coal.
Gentlemen.
Diamonds are coal, yeah.
Gentlemen.
Pressure makes diamonds are coal.
Gentlemen.
Diamonds are coal, yeah. It's just two dudes being gents talking sports.
That's what I love about Wyatt. He can talk himself into anything.
Welcome in to another episode of Two Gents Talking Sports and
Another
Shit.
one.
Episode 65 coming at you today.
65 is a good position.
65 is the age of retirement right now, but they want you to work to your day.
Okay, maybe there is a little.
I hear it's good to keep working forever because then you stay loosey-goosey. You know what I mean?
They say a moving body doesn't stop moving. That's one.
Keep the mind
that's a saying I've
sharp.
heard. Yeah. Coming today with a little bit of head. First.
I was wondering if you'd like to head it up.
Absolutely, sir.
All right,
What do
so
we got?
Greg Popovich had a stroke earlier this season, and he is now retired from coaching in the NBA. And what do you think?
That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is he?
He's in his late 70s, I think.
70s, like 78 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, he's one of the old school coaches, one of the last ones.
Yep.
I mean, Tom Thibodeau is probably one of the
We never talked about Tom Thibodeau's hair. I want to have a discussion about that. All right, go ahead.
Back to Popovich, who has better hair than Tom Thibodeau.
Sorry. Bill.
Yeah. No, it's just sad. He's been somebody that's been a cornerstone of the NBA. He's been somebody that when you think of the NBA, that's what you think of as far as
if you
just
can dream
powerful,
it, you can
strict,
do it.
Exactly. You have to dream.
disciplined, basketball
All you have
and
to
coaching.
do is turn it into reality.
Creating a lot of, I don't know what his coaching tree is besides Steve Kerr. I don't know if he has any. Does he have any other?
Well, no, Steve Kerr was more of a player with him there, but he's got.
He also wasn't his first job.
Yeah,
Steve
it was
Kerr's
one of his
job?
first jobs.
Yeah.
It was one of his first jobs. But the thing about it is that he doesn't have a tree, but he kind of came off the same tree that Phil Jackson. They played more of a triangle style offense. The only thing is he was kind of hesitant to be a 3-point shooting team early, and then once he figured out that he could be, he figured that out and kind of adapted. He was kind of he reminded me a lot of Bill Belichick in a way.
I think I think the European
Very
game,
strict, disciplined.
I think the European game taught him how to be more finesseful and take the shots and take the shots that basically the defense gives you by collapsing on paint touches and stuff. But no, that's a good comparison with Bill Belichick.
Movement. That was the first. Okay,
Yeah.
that was the first team I ever
Extra
heard.
pass.
Good shot for great shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to
Of a
look
good
good.
shot for a great shot.
Yep. And you would see it. You'd watch the game and you would see it.
So 29 seasons, longest tenured coach, 5 titles, 3 Coach of the Year selections. He had 1,422 total wins, NBA record. And he had a winning record in his first 22 years, the most consecutive seasons of all time. I will say that in my top 5, I have Tim Duncan. He is one of my favorite players, and I feel like he had a lot to do with it.
Yep.
Not just a little, a lot to do with it. But I also feel like you're right, and in a way, Manu and Tony Parker both played, pivotal roles in a lot of that, and they played that Euro style basketball, which did help the team early on. We just didn't really notice it, even though I did, because that was one of my favorite teams.
When they were young,
I loved
and
watching
they could
that.
do it. But Ginobili got old. When he got old, he got old.
Yeah, that's the thing is that you think when he got old, but then in 2010, you're looking at it. There's one of the years throughout there where you're like, or was it 09? 09, I think they got a chip where you're just like, damn, he came out and still was just crushing it, because Manu was a little old when he came into the league.
Well, every great player always has, a game. They always have some games, some season, a season. You know what I'm saying? They always have something.
He developed a really good 3-point shot. He was one of the learners in the league. So did Tony Parker. Tony Parker developed a really good mid-range shot. He wasn't a great, and he had developed a decent 3-point shot. But Manu developed a great 3-point shot. He did over time. He became a lefty 3-point shooter that didn't go to the rim as much. He reminded me he's almost like James Harden now, except for a little bit more team friendly as far as it goes.
Yeah, basically.
So where do you think Popovich is? Is he top 5? He's top 5 coach of all time.
Yeah.
I put him as probably the top coach. I think he's had more success with less talent than almost any other coach.
So
I just think
Tim GMs just haven't been that great. I mean,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that his coaching style had to affect people that weren't as good as Tim Duncan. I'm sure Duncan helped with that too. But I feel like his coaching style reflected that, and I feel like guys like Tony Parker and them learned from that. And he had perfect players for his system, but nobody would call those guys. I mean, I looked it up. Tim Duncan's played with 6 All-Stars, and Manu has like 4 of them or something like that, or 3 of them. So it's crazy how few All-Stars Tim Duncan's played with. Literally, All-Stars.
And a lot of people don't even give Tim Duncan credit or his flowers.
Oh, they don't. Yeah.
They still shit on him. Yeah. It's like, it may be
Well,
boring, but go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to see someone do on the defensive end what Jokic does on the offensive end, and that's what Tim Duncan did.
Yeah.
He was that good on the defensive end that he looked like what Jokic is on the offensive end. It's just not entertaining.
Yeah. No, I know. It's a lot of things that don't show up on a stat sheet, like gap recovery, closeout on the proper shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Nobody cares about that stuff.
Just his entire model of defense was better than most people's. He was able to still switch and still guard on the perimeter. He was just an excellent defender all around.
Yep.
Do what he was doing. So. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
hear that.
Yeah, he's been great. Popovich was great. He played in the tougher conference throughout the history of the NBA. I feel at least recent during his tenure, his era.
He'll go down as one of the top 5 coaches probably in our lifetime.
He's moving on to what role? Like
I don't know. They
president,
haven't
GM,
yet.
something. I saw something.
GM, something like he's doing Brad.
He's going to be in charge of player personnel and whatnot. So, hopefully he's best his recovery.
If he was involved in that already, who knows? But if he was already involved in that, he could be.
It was probably one of his titles, one of his hats. He just took off.
Sucks that he just got Wemby.
Right. I know. He'll be there. He'll be around. So
I know. Anyway,
it's tough.
All
So got to take care of yourself, people. Coaching the stressful job. So
let's talk real quick. Let's move on to what's coming next. Is going to be a couple of Game 7s we're going to talk about. That are coming up today and tomorrow. We have the Nuggets playing a Game 7 against the Clippers, which that series has been probably one of the best series in the last 5 years that I can remember.
It's perfect down to the last detail.
It's incredible. It's high. It's just high execution on both ends of the court, both teams.
Yep.
It's not like the defenses are bad. It's just
Denver's
a lot of high IQ.
Bad. Like they are, statistically this year they were bad. Which is why
they're doing their thing. You know what I mean?
No, they've played better and they've played up. They played up to besides Michael Porter Jr., they've all played up to task.
MPJ.
Norman Powell's been one of the big time stars of that series. He's had a couple of, like I told you, if he's gonna have those 6 to 8 point salvos where he comes in and goes for 8 points in a quarter real quick, it's just hard to recover from that because you don't see it.
Yeah. I just feel like this season I've really seen it. Maybe I haven't been really paying attention, but I've noticed that you need your third option to be averaging about 20 points a game, and that's got to be the third highest average. Your 1 and 2 got to be obviously higher than that, but your 3, if he's not doing that consistently, you're not going to consistently win. It just, unless you got, what I'm saying, 2 guys that can go out for 80, then there you go.
No, not 2 guys. Or
not 80, 70. 70.
Or you have 3, 4, and
4
5
guys
who could hit 20 on any night.
There you go. 4 guys.
It's a fact.
I'm not going to guarantee even their top 2 are going to give you 30, but 7 of them are going to give you 12 plus.
That's the other, But I'm saying if your third guy ain't doing it though,
right,
it's done.
Well, on teams like that, teams that are built like that, they're built in the way that you expect. They have Most of them have 2 stars. They really do. That's
I
what's
can see
weird
the
about Cleveland.
I can see the Pistons next year having that more balanced. Everybody getting, around 20, Cade maybe mid 20s.
I would like it much better if Cade was like 22 and 10
That would
and
be
8,
that
something
would
like
be
that.
yeah.
That'd be optimal.
Yeah.
Optimal. Don't need much
Yep.
more than that.
Yep.
We need those assists on top of it, the extra.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ball movement, being a
22,
threat,
22. How about
strong
22,
defense, creating rotations.
22,
Yep.
22, 8, and 6? That's probably more
Yeah.
realistic.
Sounds like the beginning of a rap or a
I
song.
think he did do a lot better, especially in these playoffs, not to take bad shots.
Yeah.
He just did not take a lot of bad shots. I watched it and I
Yeah.
was very impressed. Anyway, let's
Moving on.
get back to the Nuggets. We're getting off.
Yeah.
So Nuggets Clippers, game
Clippers.
7 tonight. Who do you got? You're taking the Clippers
I'm
in game
staying
7
with
at home.
I'm staying with I'm staying with Denver. I picked them
You're staying
in
with
I
Denver.
think
Okay.
You said 7. Yeah, so
I said 6. I said
well, you
Clippers
said
in
I
6.
said
You
7.
Denver
I
in
thought I
7.
said Denver
I
in
believe
6.
you said Denver in 7. Yeah. So,
yeah.
I
Either
think
way, sticking with Denver, and
Denver in 7.
I only want him to win just so I can get this right. Other than that, I'm rooting for the Clippers though to win to go on.
Yeah.
'Cause I want to see how. But Kawhi can't stay healthy. He's been healthy, but I'm just saying. Say he for some reason like, oh, I need a rest. It's like
Not gonna take tonight off.
not tonight. But I'm saying if they win, maybe in the future, and I hope not. But I hope he can just play. If they survive tonight and they go on, I hope that he continues good health and plays.
He looks really spry.
He looks good. He looks good.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that would say he's laboring. So
Nope.
I feel like unless something actually happens, it's not going to be a pre-existing.
Right.
That's what I guess. So, yeah, I'm
You
going to
got
take
Clippers.
the Clippers 7. Yeah, I have the Clippers going to the finals. So yeah, I'm stupid. I picked some bad things, but I just believe that if this team gets on a
They can
roll,
do it. They have.
Look, Zubac has done a great job
Yeah.
of defending Jokic. He's the best in the
He's
league.
going to be a
doing it.
mismatch in some of these upcoming.
Jamal Murray needed every dime of those two getting like 60 to 70 points. And you just don't need that from Kawhi and James Harden to win.
Yeah.
Norm Powell can still get you 25. There's just a lot that can go on with him. And Zubac can get you 20.
Mhm.
2 off the bench can get you 10. There's just a lot going on there. So on to Warriors and Rockets, which is played tomorrow night. Sucks we got a weekend with only 2 NBA games right in the heart of playoff season. Well, they both won game 7, so
I know it's tough. At least there's a game each
here
day.
all
So
day. Yeah, it's like I'm
at least there
I'm
is
right now,
a game. At least there's
Right,
like
four-
just not
4
a
hours.
regular day. Come on,
4 hours and 47 minutes from now, I get to watch a game. Cool.
like nothing to look forward to.
Yeah. So, anyways, what did you think about this series with Golden State and the Rockets?
I
That
think
game's
the
coming
Rockets
tomorrow.
have. I just think the Rockets have got their confidence, and they're just playing with nothing to lose. But they're playing smart though, and they're throwing them zones in there. So it's just throwing little change ups and cogs, and because Golden State likes to run a lot of sets and things like that, and sets are typically set up for man to man. So it's like, what kind of actions are they really running? It's a lot more like hot potato type stuff and backdoor cuts, baseline, trying to get weak side, cuts and things like that. So I just don't know.
Jimmy Butler hit like 3 of those little bounce pass backdoor cuts last night.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a chess match, but I just think that Butler, like we were saying earlier, he's not. We haven't really seen playoff Jimmy yet. He had the playing game.
The first game playing
Yeah,
game.
he had the playing game, but that's kind of a made
I
up
know.
extra
No, I-
game. That ain't really the
But, hey,
playoffs.
The next day, all I saw
But
was
I was like, that's what I think I mentioned in the next podcast. I was like, oh, I don't know, playoff Jimmy, PJ,
no. That's what I said. I was like, I don't know about all that. Playing
playoff
Memphis.
PG.
I think when people play Sacramento, I'm like, it's Sacramento.
That's a night you would
Calm
play
down,
him in
Zach.
fantasy. That's all.
Yeah, Zach Levine. Yeah, Zach Levine hasn't guarded anybody since.
Yeah. So I think Rockets are getting their confidence, and the Warriors, I don't know. I'm not sure maybe they're playing to not lose, or like I said,
think
it's
the Warriors are one of the teams you mentioned. I think the Warriors are a team that if those two don't score like 70, you're not winning.
Yeah, Steph is definitely
No.
have to. He has to impact
I
the
think they're
game.
guarding him. It's rough. They are. I want to come in and like kind of give. If Steph loses this game, loses a 3-1 lead. Second time. It's only happened 13 other times in NBA history. Once in the finals with him in it. I don't know. I feel I'm not gonna put it all on him. I feel it's a tough year. I feel it's
Yeah. No, he's injured. Also,
yeah,
his hand is all.
there's his hands.
People are
hurt.
like, "Oh, Amin was targeting his injury," and I'm like, it's a strategy. I'm gonna dig on that side when he dribbles behind the back, things like that to his left hand. I'm gonna dig at that. He's playing.
Hey,
I don't know what to tell you.
You know what you have in the ball in your hand? The thing that I want. Sorry that your hand's hurt. Don't put it in your hand if you don't want me to try and take it.
You better in and out that motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So you taking Houston or you? I think we both took Houston. I didn't see it going 7.
Gonna get him, man. I picked Golden State initially, but I don't know. I kind of want Golden State to win. I know you picked Houston. I picked Golden State in 7. I'm gonna stick with Golden State.
Yeah, there you go.
Just
there's
enough.
only 50 on this. You got both of them.
I think they will. I think Rockets maybe will have an off game offensively because they've been hitting their shots mid range. They've been scoring from every level. It's tough.
They've learned to win against them without Jalen Green doing anything.
Doing it again.
Like, man, go sit down, Wingstop.
He's another guy that's atrocious. He did get some assists last night. He played some pivotal moments in the game and he hit bigger shots. Who's a really good?
He got neck chopped.
What is it? Parker Jr. Isn't it Parker Jr.?
Yeah.
What is his name? What's his first name? Damn it, I remember at college he came from.
Actually, I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about a person?
I am.
Oh. I know Jalen Green was really good last night at being a test dummy for karate moves.
Boy,
that was pretty cool.
That escalated quickly.
That was okay. That was another thing I want to talk about. Was
Jalen Green was like, "Cha!"
The dirtiest play. Sorry, Jabari Smith Jr. Jabari Smith Jr.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Where'd he go?
Yeah, he went to Auburn. He went to Auburn.
Smith Jr.
He was like he was the third pick.
Smith Jr. The third.
Yeah, he was the third pick in that draft with Paolo.
Oh,
second or third with Paolo. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 6'10". He came in, he just knocked down 3 or 4 shots for 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist in 19 minutes. But it's like he hits big shots. He hits big moments in games like that, which is interesting. For a younger cat. I think he can be one they rely on. Fred VanVleet went insane. He went out of his mind.
The shooting's been pretty hot, especially like in traffic, coming off screens, pull-ups,
exactly like
walk-ins.
Yeah. Exactly like
some people just have they have it. They don't play to lose. They don't play to be safe and be accurate. They play to win because they know the pressure is on. Like everybody's booty hole's tight. Who's gonna, who is it? Where's my bitch? I just don't think he wants to be the bitch.
You have to think about it. If you think about it, that's how you lose.
Yeah, you just go play.
Every time I see play going, it looks natural and everything. It's like they're not.
Josh Allen in the playoffs, the last game was a season for him. He just didn't play to lose. He didn't do bad. He just didn't do great.
He played to win. He played not to lose.
Yeah, he didn't play bad. There's nothing. He didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't play great. And then you got people that just can't play good, like Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, typically. Guys like that, they just can't play good. Brock Purdy can. He does have that intangible. He's got it in the big games. That's where I was like last year, I was like, I think he's better in big games than Lamar Jackson. I think he's a better quarterback in big games. Mr. Irrelevant.
I don't really have anything. I don't think I have anything to refute that with. So, all right. So let's dive into the East real quick. And we're going to make our predictions for the second round. We're going to give our heroes of the series.
MVPs.
Yep. MVPs of the series. And
MVPs of the series. MVP of the series. Oh, MVP.
Our Pistons got knocked out by the Knicks. Jalen Brunson running into people's hips and then throwing his head back towards their groin. Floor.
Grabbing, hooking.
Yep. Getting another
faking injuries every at least once a quarter
like
or once a half.
opposite of what Draymond Green is. Draymond Green at least like grabs them and like is violent. I'm fine with that.
And
It's
Draymond
Jalen
Green
Brunson
is
being
very
like
aggressive.
the guy
It is the
Jalen
opposite.
Brunson's like the guy that got hit by Draymond Green.
Yeah. That's how he's learned. That's what he does in practice. He's like, fuck you,
man.
Draymond. Yeah.
Nope.
What
Jordan Poole was like, what does it feel like?
It's better than Josh Hart though. Oh yeah. I wasn't conscious. I got a glass jaw.
Watch the video, maybe. I don't know. Go ahead.
That video was pretty sweet, I ain't gonna lie. It's better than Josh Hart though. He runs into the chest of the defender.
Yeah.
It's like, but I mean, to the Pistons players, we weren't taking the charge though either. So.
Oh, you're right. There was a lot of movement. Yeah,
it's a strategy.
It's not like it was. The tough part is by NBA rule, there was a foul almost every time. By NBA rule, their feet were moving. Everything about it was impeding. It was tough. The only one I didn't like was Josh Hart did one where he like dribbled with his left hand, like ran into a dude straight ahead, did a spin move back around like this, and then just like sat down on the ground and they called a foul. And I was like, that's not a foul. I mean, nobody touched.
My worst foul, because all series, like, Lauren and the boys and everybody are like, what? Oh my God, the call. And I'm hearing it, and I'm talking to you about it a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, the refs are kind of stupid. It's hard to watch, blah, blah, blah. But I was cool. I was like, it is what it is. What am I going to do about it? This is the way it's just going to go. It's like Speed Racer. It's like, you think you can win? You think there's a cause in the racer and all that? And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then there was a play where Thompson was guarding Brunson. And Brunson did his jab, and Thompson just put his hands up and out. Brunson then does a spin move, shoots it with about 5 feet separation, and they blow the whistle. I got out of my seat, and I was like, what the fuck? This is stupid. Son of a... He didn't even he put his hands up. And I was like, oh, this is what you guys are talking about. Okay, this is what you guys are feeling. I'm with you.
It's
It was crazy.
Are the Knicks the worst watch?
Yes.
They're the worst watch for me since 2018 Harden. Just so hard to watch. 2018 Harden.
Harden? Yeah.
Yeah, in 2018, he was just hard to watch. I'm just like, I cannot watch.
I'd rather watch a bunch of just three-pointers. I'd just rather watch like pull up, three-pointer, dribble, pull up, three-pointer. Just from multiple guys. I'd rather watch that than
I want to watch the passing that happens to get them open threes.
Yeah, that flopping shit is probably my biggest pet peeve in basketball. It's flopping.
Yeah, it is.
And that's why I'm Julio's favorite player or top badass player of the year is Paulo Banchero.
Yeah,
he literally got sliced on his head somewhere. Somebody smacked the shit out of him. He didn't even flinch. He didn't say, hey! He didn't do nothing. He literally just walked back, started taking free throws, and it's like bleeding down his face. And I was like, yes! Like, I love LeBron. But, the flopping and the...
Kristaps Porzingis got his head busted open in that series. Like,
that was pretty badass.
WWE.
That was pretty badass.
Good God! and he just like laid there. This shit was like bleeding everywhere. I was like, oh my God. Blood all
the refs were like, what happened?
He was like, got up, he had to put like a big bandage on it. Like, Paulo, they had to like do a little thing. He had put a big ass bandage on. He came back out and played.
Not at first. He had to. He got patched. He had blood all over his head, and we're like, what the hell? He's coming out to play like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had to come out and shoot the free throw. That's right.
I was like, back in the day, people would have been like, no, I forfeit. Like Karl Malone would be like, I'm out. I'm out.
They only would have done that one. No, once 1991 hit or whatever. Yeah. But before then, they didn't.
Malone was like, I don't understand any of this, so I'm just gonna be a jackass. Karl Malone say.
So basically, the Celtics are coming out of their series. They got the Magic. The Magic got one off them, right? I think it was in 5.
Yeah, they played them really tough though, and it was good. I thought Magic showed a lot.
2 off?
They might have got 2.
Got 1, right?
They might have got 2, but no, the Magic. I think they kind of had a similar. They had like similar success like the Pistons, I felt.
That was 4-1. They got 1. But they've been rested since Tuesday. So that should be interesting. The Knicks just coming out. So in game 1, bet the Celtics over and bet them to probably blow them out by 20. They've been resting since Tuesday. The Knicks just had
I've been watching these
game
games
6
too.
Yeah.
Watching it very closely. Brunson's like, oh, I get it.
We don't need to talk a ton about them. They're still a decent watch. I like watching when Jaylen Brown goes into God mode and decides to like be the man. I like watching that. Which it's not. I don't love it because he doesn't pass the ball as much either. But he is a strong finisher and he's gotten better at doing that kind of Kawhi thing.
Yeah.
The way I'll put it. You know.
Yep.
That kind of thing. I like those players, but those players know what they are. So I'm not gonna. I like all around players. They're great, but some players just know what they are.
And we let him off the hook.
And you know, guys like Jaylen Brown and not necessarily Tatum, but some of those guys, they're just natural scorers. That's what they are.
Yep. Yeah. Jaylen, I'm glad he's figuring out, you know, his identity because I just felt like he was always because he got drafted before Tatum.
Right.
And then Tatum comes in and Tatum's the man.
Because Tatum was from Duke.
And even though he really wasn't the man, he was kind of masquerading kind of forcefully. I feel like the organization was like, no, it's Tatum, it's Tatum, it's Tatum. And there was, I felt like a lot of tension, but I feel like maybe this year, I don't really sense that anymore. I think they've kind of figured it out. I think they figured out we need each other, you know, to do this.
Nobody can question whether Jaylen Brown was important last year. He got the Eastern Conference MVP and the Finals MVP. It's kind of.
But it was one of the most awkward Tatum moments. Sure. He was like, "Huh, but what about this one?"
So, what's your pick for this, and who's your hero of the series for Knicks? And I'll give mine. I'm gonna take Celtics. I want to take Celtics in 4, honestly, but I'm gonna take Celtics in 5. I'll take them at 5. I'll let New York get 1. If it went 6, you know what? No, I'll go Celtics in 6. Because the Celtics just fall asleep sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks went in and got the game tomorrow, actually. That's sad. Because the Celtics just do shit like that. They just blow a game like that where they've been resting since Tuesday, and all of a sudden the Knicks come in and beat them, and you're not surprised. You're just like, yep, that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm going to take the Celtics in 6, and I'm going to take Drew Holiday to be the hero. Actually, yeah, hero of the series. I think he'll D up Brunson.
I'm taking Celtics. I want to say sweep also, but I think that, you know, the Knicks are they get paid too, man. I think they'll get 1, but I just think that Jalen Brunson, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sweep by the Celtics because Jalen Brunson won't do what he did versus the Pistons because Schroeder was a disadvantage on defense. He was a mismatch every time. And people are like, oh, no, Schroeder's doing fine. He's doing this and that and that.
No, he can't defend Brunson.
He's too light. He's too light. He can't get Brunson off his base. He's always comfortable. He can get to his spots.
Brunson is like a A+ Chauncey Billups.
He's like a Chauncey, you know, with
A+ Chauncey Billups.
But he also has that Luka game though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm just saying.
I don't take nothing away from him. I just wish he wouldn't flop so much. I know. Flop, that's okay. It's a strategy, but don't do it like all the time. Like it's just like, come on, what is this bullshit? I don't know.
Who are you taking as your hero for the series or MVP for the series?
I'm gonna go Brown because I think I'd like to say Tatum, but I just think Brown will get the worser matchup consistently, and I think he plays with the same intensity on both sides of the court as like the Knicks do. You know, Josh Hart, he might be a jackass to watch on offense, but he seems to have an impact scoring like 5 points. You're like going like 2 for 7. You're like, what the hell's going on? But he'll just have like a big tip back or something. But anyways, I think he plays like that. He plays with that intensity. So I think he'll be able to match them and, you know, possibly even do more because I mean, he's way more athletic than Josh Hart. Josh Hart, I would say, is the comp there. And I think Cat can do his thing, you know, and be a threat, but I don't know. He complained a lot in that series, and I just think his voice is a little wisp, a little harsh. His throat there. So yeah, I'm gonna take Brown. I think Brown's gonna be the MVP hero of the series.
All right. Yeah, like I said, I'm taking Drew Holiday for sure, and I think he'll just be the notice. coming back.
I
Hopefully,
like Derek
Come-
White too. Derek
doesn't come
White's one of my favorite
If he
players.
doesn't
I don't
come
know.
back, I'll take maybe Horford. So I think that yeah, it'll be an interesting series. I see it be one of the role players over one of the stars as far as the heroes go on that one.
Yeah.
But it comes down to this: Jalen Brunson and them are playing against a team that actually defends as well as Detroit, but plays offense 20 times better than Detroit. So to me, it just comes down to you just escaped a 6-game series that had 15 total point difference, and you're coming into this buzzsaw. I think that you're getting smoked.
I like how you did that.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite stats. And I was like, ooh, where can I fit it in? And you just so elegantly just slid it in.
Down the throat, he shoved it.
So, on to our other
awkward moment of the show.
Our other series of
East.
We got Cavs and we got Pacers.
Of the semifinals.
5 minutes, we can talk this out.
All right. You go. You start this one.
I'll go. All right. Obviously, I'm picking the Cavs. I think I'm going to take the Cavs in. I'm not going to say the Pacers can't get one. I'm going to take the Cavs in 6. I honestly, actually, no, I'm going to take the Cavs in 5, actually. I'll take the Cavs in 5. I think that the Cavs are like a souped up version of the Pacers. And they just have a guy. Like, they're almost the exact same thing. Like, I compare Garland and Halliburton, very comparable guys. The centers with Turner and Allen, very comparable guys. Allen's a little bit more beast. Turner's got a little more outside game. Very comparable guys. You got Pascal Siakam, and you got the mixture of Evan Mobley and DeAndre Hunter, and then you throw Donovan Mitchell in there. I just think it's way too much. And then you got guys like Ty Jerome. I think DeAndre Hunter will be the difference. He'll be the hero in this series. I feel like off the bench, he'll get hot because he's looked hot so far. And I just think he'll have some big plays. And I don't think it's going to be – I think a lot of people think the Pacers are going to come in here and, like, upset him. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're much more likely to smoke them out because they're just a better team than the Pacers. So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're a whole different animal than Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
Milwaukee, especially right now, the way that their health kind of has been dictated, what they roll out each night. There's just not as many matchups and responsibilities, for Milwaukee. It's a lot of just let's get, Giannis gets the ball. Let's try to, buckle in and protect the rim, but he can kick it out. I guess we'd probably rely on that bet more, because it's like his shooters have been hot all season, especially since Dame went out. Actually, not all season, but since Dame went out, shooters have really stepped up. But is that sustainable? And it turned out it really wasn't. Where with the Cavs, it's like, you don't have enough people to throw at them.
Pick your poison.
You don't have
too
enough.
Much. They have too many guys. Bruce, Ty Jerome. There's tons of guys coming off the bench. Merrill even shoots it well. They all shoot it well. It's tough.
They're just
they have
a
the most
well-oiled
shooters in the league.
machine. They're a well-oiled machine. Everybody has their functions and responsibilities on the team, and offensively and defensively, they're deep. They can rotate. Guys can move around the lineup.
Teams like them too, they're built to beat teams like Giannis's team. They're built to beat teams like Jalen Brunson.
Where I felt like the Pacers, they kind of have to do it a certain way. They got to run. They got to get you in transition. They have to try to make, win these high scoring games rather than half court. Let's kind of set it up and slow it down and attack. And it's just, they got to do it a certain way, where I think Cleveland has multiple ways they could win. So I got Cleveland in.
I think the Pacers have played better half court
offense.
I'm going
to say 6. I think 6.
Yeah. They are the leading scoring team in the league. I think they played better half court offense, but I do agree with you. It still gets choppy, which is weird. They have Tyrese Halliburton. He's one of the best point guards in the league. He should be better at doing this. I don't understand.
I just don't think he has tangibles that allow him. I don't think they allow him to be one of the best.
Not athletic enough.
Yeah, he's
he's
great.
The game.
He's great. I mean, he does his job excellent. It's just,
I'm just saying,
not outstanding.
Floor general, though, he's not a outstanding floor general in the half court. Because even guys like Chris Paul, who didn't have the tangibles, 6'1" is not tangibles. He was excellent at getting guys the ball. And
he's young.
making those little
He's
passes.
younger. I mean, he's
is
not
young.
23, but he's not
Right.
30.
Chris Paul was doing that right out of college. So he was
I know.
right away.
Well, everybody's not Chris Paul.
I know. I know. Well,
Chris Paul did this in a cave with a box of scraps.
sorry, sir. I'm not Tony Starks. So this was the Eastern Conference, and then we just,
Funny,
chit
he
chatted
was
about
like, "Oh, you're not," and just shot him or pushed him into that big ass
kiln,
whatever. Yeah.
whatever it is. Oh, the robotic thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, this has been episode 65 of Two Gents
65.
talking
Two
sports
Gents.
and shit.
Sports.
We will be back with our Western Conference predictions as soon as these 2 game 7s are over. So it'll be after Sunday sometime, maybe Monday, Tuesday. You got anything else to say?
Nope.
Get out of here.
Good work with you.
Yep, you
Good
too.
seeing you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
All right. We out. Peace.
Gentlemen,
Pressure makes diamonds are cold.
gentlemen,
Diamonds are cold, yeah.
gentlemen,
Pressure makes diamonds are cold.
gentlemen.
Diamonds are cold, yeah. It's just 2 dudes being gents talking sports.
That's what I love about Wyatt. He can talk himself into anything.